Hey guys, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys, well, we're back to talk about Chrisley Knows Best, the Chrisleys, because we know that they got a combined prison sentences of 19 years, 7 for Julie, 12 for Todd. But that's not all, and it doesn't stop there. Now they're talking about their legal nightmare and how fame destroyed their family. Plus, Savannah discusses being angry and could they keep filming their show? That's a big question, but everyone's saying as of right now, no. And who's going to take care of the kids that aren't 18? Well, we have an answer for that too. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also, new episode of Hot Messy Podcast out now with Farrah Brittany from Buying Beverly Hills. So go check that out too. And let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys. So apparently, Todd Chrisley and his wife, Julie, released a pre-recorded episode of their Chrisley's Confessions podcast on Wednesday after being sentenced to a totally, mind-blowing, whopping 19 years in federal prison for fraud crimes, 12 of which will be served by Todd at a camp-like federal correctional institution in Pensacola, and 7 of which Julie will serve, likely at the federal correctional institution in Tallahassee. Just 2 days after the Chrisley Knows Best couple was sentenced to time behind bars amid their tax fraud case, Todd and Chrisley were heard opening up about their nightmare. Everyone knows that we're living through a nightmare. This is what Julie began, and this was on November 23rd, so this was just a few days ago via Entertainment Tonight. I know in my heart that I am a Christian. I know I believe that God can work miracles, but I also still live in fear. I'm surprised, though, that they're opening up this much about all of this stuff, but I think it's good for their listeners. They still have a big fan base. People just are pissed that this is all happening, and not pissed that they're going to prison. People are pissed because they feel like they've been bamboozled. While Todd and Julie felt that their legal drama was God reminding them where they came from, Todd admitted fame has damaged their family in recent years. Here we are living a very nice life, but it wasn't a life that I wanted to continue once we got into it. I didn't like that people were knocking on our doors at night and chasing us down the interstate to try to get our pictures because they see us in the car. Now, despite their challenges, Todd and Julie told listeners that their marriage was strong, noting that going through the trial brought them closer than ever. Wow. I mean, well, who else are you going to be close with, right? Like, we've seen this, especially with some of the housewives, how them and their husbands bond. And, like, I can see where Todd and Julie, they're going through this together. So they're going to bond in it and just have these hard conversations. And it's not like one can't understand where the other one's coming from because they're both going to do prison time. And 7 years and 12, that's a lot of time behind bars. Okay. When people go through traumatic events, a lot of the times they don't make it, which, yeah, that makes sense. A lot of the times the relationship falls apart because everything is stressful. There's way added pressures and people just don't make it. I'm grateful that our relationship has grown instead of falling apart. That's what Julie said. Just because we don't see justice doesn't mean that God doesn't see it, and God's not going to show it in this time. Todd said. Now, in June, Todd and Julie were found guilty of a number of crimes, including conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to defraud the United States, tax fraud, and months later, and after their sentencing, the Chrisley family released a statement through their attorney. Todd and Julie are people of faith, and that faith gives strength as they appeal their convictions. The trial was marred by serious and repeated errors, including the government lying to jurors about what taxes the couple paid. Based on the issues, we are optimistic about the road ahead. Following the sentencing, Judge Rachel Juarez of CBS Hot Bench, who was not tied to the trial or the Chrisleys, said that Todd and Julie's sentences were likely impacted by the fact that they did not show any remorse. I think unwillingness to show responsibility absolutely played into their sentence. Not only did these two individuals, according to the judge and according to the prosecutors, fail to accept responsibility, but they blamed others. And there was significant evidence that the prosecutors pointed to that they not only blamed others, but they had third parties testify on their behalf falsely to claim responsibility of what the Chrisleys actually did. And those types of actions, when it comes to sentencing, they really don't help. I mean, hello. You got to show a little bit remorse. You got to show some remorse. You got to say, I did it. I fucked up. Where do we go from here? Not, I didn't do it. I didn't mess up. I'm not taking any responsibility. And I know that you have that paper that said I did it, but that paper is a lie. And today, Judge, I'm not accepting responsibility for that shit. And the judge is like, great. So instead of 5 years, let's give you 12. So maybe you can have a little bit of extra time to think about that. Okay. During another podcast episode shared by Savannah Chrisley, the couple's daughter discussed gaining custody of her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe, and she admitted her mom was handling her legal hardships much better than she was. I'm just over here angry because it's like, how is a God that's supposed to be so loving and so full of hope okay with this? How do you feel so hopeless? My whole life could change. And I don't mean money. The two people that I've always had there for me, that's been my support system and who I've leaned on because I'm there for everyone else, my siblings, my friends, whoever it may be. But I always know I can be there for them because y'all have been there for me, or you are there for me. I can only imagine that the kids would be taking this like incredibly hard. Although NBC Universal has yet to make a statement in regards to the future of Chrisley Knows Best, Savannah and Chase Chrisley's spinoff, Growing Up Chrisley, and Todd's new dating show, Love Limbo, a third report claimed that they'd be difficult to continue following Todd and Julie's sentencing. I don't know, though, because if you look at it from a different angle, they might actually have a good show. They might just, I mean, it sucks that you would be following them through like the hardships of everything that's going on and like their parents going to prison and stuff like that. But if they catch the cameras, if the cameras can catch the kids' reactions and how they're going to navigate and continue to move forward and what life looks like for them, I think it helps the kids be able to maintain some sense of normalcy and coping through the filming process. But I also feel like it will help pay for a lot of the things that they need to pay for now that they're on their own. And now that Savannah is going to be taking on two kids that she's not really responsible for, but it's her family, which means she has to feed them. She has to make sure they have what they need. I'm sure that that's going to be a little bit of a challenge as well. So I think that they should at least be given a shot to continue the show without their parents. But you might not agree. The network has some episodes of season 10 of Chrisley Knows Best that were shot prior to the trial. An insider told Radar Online on November 22nd, confirming that the episodes will air next year. Meanwhile, Savannah and Chase's spinoff never began production on season 4 after it was confirmed that the show would be relocating to the E! Network, and Love Limbo wasn't filmed either. Todd and Julie are expected to begin their sentences on January 1st of 2023. It's going to be a rough holiday season. All right, guys, I don't want to just give you this information and not ask your opinion. So go ahead and comment below. What are your thoughts about all of this? Let me know what you think. And before you go, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you.